Oh, is there one better way to learn something than playing a game? Let's play a game. Take two boxes, paint one white and one black, or any color you like. Label the white one active and the black one dead, or active and deactivated, or whatever. Oh yeah, and it looks like I have to say something again. If I say they, in the sense of a group, like the beekeepers, the dentists, the ferrets, the workers, the CEOs, whatever, I mean 2/3 of them, not every last one of them. Everything that you can say regarding a group that someone with half a brain might agree to will be, let's say, correct-ish for 2/3 of the group. For example, let's take the group of ferrets, and there is an evil prejudice around that says ferrets stink, and in 2/3 of the cases, well, it's correct, because ferrets stink. And 1/6, they don't just stink, well, they reek. But an additional 1/6 smells actually quite pleasant. Every prejudice that is wrong in more than 2/3 of the cases will collapse pretty fast because nobody tells them. And it kind of sucks for the 1/6 that is different in the sense of better. But well, that's the world. That's life, we have to deal with that. So again, if I say the dentists are useful, I mean the 2/3 of dentists that are useful. I don't mean the 1/6 that sucks, and I don't mean the 1/6 they are way beyond useful. That's it, let's go on. So let's go back to our boxes, take a lot of paper and write all jobs that run through our minds. One job per paper snip. If you have the feeling that you are ready and you have all jobs written down, go to a job list site in the internet, browse in and add jobs you missed. Then put all of them in the white box. Not in the black box, only in the white box. Now take blindly 2 snippets out, take a look on those. So you have now 2 jobs in your hand and you have to decide which job should be done further on and which job should be banned forever. One job stays alive and the other has to die with no replacement. Remember, at this point, you're not a god. This is only a little game, it's only an experiment. But in the case that you are indeed a god, please don't play this game. If you are uncomfortable with the idea of choosing the fate of life and death for a group, just think in the terms of what job is more important for me personally, or the society, whatever you like, and remember that this has not a lot to do with money. Let's take this example for us. Investment banker versus crop farmer. I mean, it sounds easy, but you might be an investment banker. If you are, please let me know in the comments. Well, then you might say, yeah, well, I would be stupid to ban my own job. I mean, this job brings me a substantial amount of money. Yeah, but how good is your money for if you run out of bread? Which has something to do with the crop farmer, by the way. Think in these regards more directed to Maslow. First, you need the things that keep your body going. Then you need safety, and at this point we might start to take care for things like wealth and money and power and so on. Okay, let's go with that. Investment banker and crop farmer, well, as I said, it looks like an easy one. Investment banker, sorry, you are out. But before you go, there are still things to add to this. I mean, just because I put you in this black box doesn't mean I want to kill you or I hate you or I think that you don't work hard. Because you might do work hard. And it doesn't mean that your job does not fulfill a purpose, because I guess it does. It's just a ranking. So, you're gone. What do we do with the crop farmer? Well, we put him back to the white box. To point out what I meant with the hard work, let's resurrect the investment banker for a moment and compare them with a completely made up job, the desert cleaner. Again, if you're a desert cleaner and do what I tell now, please let me know in the comments. So these poor guys run around in the desert with a vacuum cleaner and try to clean the desert from sand, and this job makes a bit of sense, but not a lot. But that's beyond, it's not the point. It's a tough job, it's a hard job, and nobody would ever say that these guys don't do something for the money. The point is, it's even more useless than being an investment banker. By the way, if you think right now, hey, this would be a funny little mobile phone game and I want to program that, go for it and send me a link after that. And if you be so kind, add a link to my channel. Let's keep playing. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, CEO and worker. Yeah, I go with the worker here. And what do we have now? Oh yeah, politician versus company founder. Well, it's an easy one. And then we just keep going. Stop if you have 1/3 of the jobs sorted out, meaning in the black box. And I predict that with whomever you play this game, you end up with more or less the same result. The white boxes will be filled with jobs that are somewhere in the lower to middle range of income, with some higher, but not particularly very high incomes. The crafts, working class stuff, engineering, medicine, farming. And I hear some of you say, but the company founder, that's the rich guy. No, he's not. For every rich company founder, there are at least 2 poor ones. We have here, of course, some really rich dudes and some really poor ones. But most of them will be somewhere in the middle and make up the middle class we hear so often about. But this might not really come as a surprise. The black box on the other side is way more interesting. You see, there we have the really low and the really high incomes. And this is kind of a problem with the state. The white box would be filled with useful people in a free market, and the black box would not exist. And that's in the essence what the anarcho-capitalists say again and again and again, and I would say they have a point with that. The others do only well, these others in the black box do only well in a system with a strong state that helps them by creating laws that benefits them, or help them in some way or another, or creating their jobs in the first place, or redistribute money to finance their jobs. And yeah, welfare recipient is in this definition kind of a job. It's a state-funded job. If you say, yeah, but they get money for doing nothing, well, take a look to 2/3 of state jobs. A lot of those get money for doing virtually nothing, which is the reason that the most scarce fluid in the universe is the sweat of state officials. A lot of these state jobs are employed unemployables. The problem with this is that the black box can only exist as long as the white box is able to produce enough resources to drag them with, because the white box is the box that produces the resources. The problem is that the people in the black box grow right now way faster in numbers than the ones in the white jobs because of state actions. Imagine you are in a state that takes only very little taxes, so you have now way more money than you have right now. And most of us would use this money to buy time. So you give money to someone who mows your lawn, or to cut your bushes, or cook your food, whatever you don't like to do, to have more time for the things you like to do. With that, you created jobs. You created white box jobs that make sense. What the state does is redirecting this money into welfare, into bank bailouts, to finance rich and poor people who do stuff no citizen need them to do. And who needs them? Well, the state. The dependent poor people will fight the citizen who want to reduce state power, and the elite provides cover with the infrastructure, such as the mass media. And this is still not really a big problem as long as the black box is light white. And it's not anymore, while the white boxes has no lobby and loses ground more and more and more and more. I mean, let's face it, the black box cannot exist without the white box, but the white box could exist without the black box. I mean, who should be the lobby of the white box? Well, I would say it should be the working class movement. It should be the left. And it was the left just some decades ago, at least here in Europe. Until they thought, seemingly, hey, why not concentrate on the poor guys in the black box while the conservatives concentrate on the rich guys in the black box? You see, that's the reason I have not given up completely the hope for the left. It becomes harder each day, I can tell you that, but there is still hope inside of me that the left learns that it is the white box, the damn white box, that keeps the machine running. It's not votes, it's not money, and it's certainly not a good picture in the media. It's those who do useful stuff somebody wants, needs, requests, and pays voluntarily for. On one way or another, I would say the white box will get back into power. The question is before or after the society collapses and all those who do nothing useful in the black box starve to death. Make sure, my dear viewer, that you're in the white box when this happens.